Celestia.
Hello. Oh my.
The lights.
I can see. I can't see.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
Dusty, you gotta be careful. If you start singing, others will join in.
See, I got y'all going.
I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
It happens to the best ones.
These are the dark clouds that had me down.
Baby, 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 oh.
Next. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Get down with the ponies!
Hi, everybody.
That song.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Final Draft. I'm the head of EFN, Everfree Network. I'm also today's host of this panel. This is the Content Creators Panel. Now, before we get into it, I want to apologize for the state of my voice.
Have you been smoking?
No, something much, much worse. I rode a few roller coasters yesterday at Disneyland with one Saberspark. A couple. You know, a variable in number. And, you know, there's something about coasting with Saberspark in that his reactions are beyond hilarious.
You take the wheel!
There is no wheel.
I literally laughed my voice away yesterday. It's the funniest thing ever. Now, we've got something special for you guys after we introduce everybody so that you can partake a little bit in what that experience is like because, well, it's just indescribably hilarious. Anyway, to my right, to your left is, well, Mr. Joe Stevens.
Joe Stevens of the Equestria Inquirer.
I don't think I need to, name the next guy. Next up, we've got Jhaller, who you may know from the top 10 videos each month, etc.
Yeah!
Also a thing called Ponies the Anthology 2 and currently 3. Maybe.
Yes!
Hey, Jay, I need to talk to you at some point about PMV posting.
I will talk to you afterwards in your room and there will be much screaming. If you know what I mean.
This is PG, guys.
Race!
Hi.
That was a decent reaction.
Hi. Hello.
ACRacebest, of course, of Brony's React fame.
I need everyone's help right now. As everyone knows, Sunday is Mother's Day, and I'm gonna be here. I need everyone's help right now. I'm gonna wish my mom a happy Mother's Day, and I need all your guys' help, all right?
Sure.
So on the count of 3, happy Mother's Day. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy Mother's Day!
There you go, Mom. See, I didn't forget that. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I just had to get that out of the way.
No. Awesome. Next to Race is his twin brother, Saberspark. Hey guys! One half of the dynamic duo from Brony's Breakdown. I was gonna say Brony's React because he's been on so many of those as well, but Brony Breakdown, and of course, the other half is Paleosteno.
Hey.
By the way, if you haven't noticed it in the con book, this weekend they're going to be premiering the first part of their documentary.
Yes!
I'm really excited to see it. I know, these guys are my friends, and I've been hearing how hard they've been working on it for months, so that's going to be awesome. So I guess, I don't know, maybe if any of you have any stories to tell about how you got into content creation, we want to watch them.
Play the video.
Okay, so basically, we were gonna put together this epic video of all of our stuff put together, but then we had a better idea.
Boy, would that be
Let's laugh at Saberspark. You see, Saberspark on roller coasters gets a little bit squealy,
To say the least.
Do you guys want to see Saberspark on a roller coaster?
Yeah!
No, you don't. Here we go.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do!
No, I don't.
This is why my throat is gone.
Wait to see a fat man scream.
I can see it from the backside.
Well, I don't know. Am I supposed? What was that?
Audio. Yeah.
Yes.
From the back of the screen, it looks like
You know,
it's a question
I
hate
clearly, this is my first panel I've ever been on, and I didn't tell certain things.
Well, it's certainly going to be your last now. Come on.
Oh, everything's up on this one.
Oh boy, here we go.
I think I see this.
PG Ace.
Oh, hey. All right, so I'm ready when the tech crew is.
Wait, no. Stop it. Oh my God.
Hey, what was it? I don't know. What? Are we good?
It's blue.
Blue screen.
Not yet.
Space Mountain.
I've been trained for this. I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you sure? I'm ready.
I'm not scared. You better hurry. I'm not scared.
Yes, I'm ready.
You're gonna cry like a little.
This is nothing.
He's not afraid, Paleo. Here we go. Are you ready for this? No, look at the eyes. Hey, we're lost there. All right, you two, let's do this thing. Here we go. This is it. This is it. Ready? 5, 4, 3. Uh-oh. Wow. Saber?
Saberspark, everybody.
You sound like Judge Doom at the end of Roger Rabbit.
I think I could hear the lightning hoof. That was my favorite part of your
Yeah, that was Lightning Hoof does roller coasters.
Last year we were able to go on the Thunder Mountain Railroad ride, and it's closed down right now, but last year we went on it. And that was my first introduction to Saber's behavior on a roller coaster, where he grabbed the front of the car and he goes, "Jesus, take the wheel! Jesus, take the wheel!"
Let's all laugh at the fat kid.
Shut up! So anyway, well, that, as you can see, that in itself is a type of content, and I guess, you know, this is a content creators panel, and what we're going to do is maybe talk a little bit about how each of us produces the content we put out there to the fan and what's worked for us, and then we're going to open it up to Q&A, because I know a lot of people in the audience here probably are wondering, you know, there are a lot of creative people in this fandom. There really are. There's no shortage of them. And so these guys have had a lot of success with what they've done, and so if you have questions for what has worked for them, in a few minutes we'll go into a Q&A. So anyway, I guess just to start off with Race, you've almost defined yourself by these random videos you've done of just the things you encounter. You know, aside from your Bronies React, I mean, you have a lot of very popular vlogs you do. You know, what inspired you to get into doing that with the fandom?
Well, really, when I first got into the fandom, the thing that inspired me so much was seeing all the content that was already out. I got in just before season 2 started, And it was like, I want to be a part of this, but what do I do? And I know that's been a question that's been raised to me a lot. For me, I just kind of went by example. I saw some PMVs, so I'm like, I'm going to make some PMVs. And then I saw, you know, some music videos people were putting together, and I really liked that stuff. But with Bronies React, that was kind of one of those things where it felt like the right time, the right opportunity, and I'm like, you know what, why not? I wasn't known, but I'm like, maybe other guys will be into this, and I know Dusty was up for it, and actually Dusty was the only other one with me in that one, but it was just one of those things where it kind of just kept growing, and with all the support I was getting for that video, that's really, I mean, really, support is a huge thing when you're making content.
Totally.
And that's why I tell everyone that comes up to me saying, oh man, love what you do, that's really the fuel that keeps that fire rolling. So thank you guys for watching and supporting and everything. You guys make this stuff happen.
Vote for me and really work me.
In my experience too, I mean, that's kind of part of this community is that it's so supportive of creative efforts. And you looked like you were about to say something, Jay, so I'm going to ask the question of Joe Stevens here. No, what were you going to say?
I don't remember. Don't worry about it.
Do we
We don't speak of such things.
We don't worry about such things? Okay. Well, Joe, how did you get started doing the Equestria Inquirer? How did you get into doing that kind of a production?
Well, it started out, I actually did the exact same thing with the Ed and Eddie fandom called the Gravy Inquirer. No? Yes, you had heads in here, thank you. And when I got into ponies, I decided to revive the old Gravy Inquirer and basically do the same thing, which is basically mocking the show in mock news and sort of an onion news for the show. And I found that I just enjoyed writing it and posted it out there, and Equestria Daily was kind enough to post it. And so it kept making people laugh, so I kept doing it and decided to do videos in addition to it. And it's sort of like the more you do things, the more you create content, your content feeds further content creation. So as long as you keep doing it, if you were to look back to where I began, which was literally the first edition of the EQI was copied and pasted into the body of an email, to where we are now, where we have lots of different people involved, lots of production quality, and we're doing it every week. And so as long as we kept on doing it, the show itself evolved. But the whole thing was we're trying to make people laugh through fake news about ponies, and keeping with that core theme and expanding it to other things, and it just sort of evolved from there.
Do you remember what you were going to say yet, Jhaller?
I was going to say I believe in ACRacebest, ever his presidential thing.
Oh.
Quote, it's late. The joke's over.
Well, how did you get into making PMVs? Because that's what you're mostly known for, but you also, of course, do the top 10 each month.
PMVs and then the top 10? Well,
yeah, both of those.
Okay. PMVs, I had been watching the show for about a month, and I had started seeing all these great movie trailers. Movie trailer parodies were pretty much the big thing really early on. So I saw one for Scott Pilgrim called Spike Pilgrim, and I just thought to myself, this looks really cool, and I really want to try to do something with this. So I did not know anything about video editing whatsoever. Came across some movies, trying to come up with ideas for other movie trailer parodies I want to do, because I'm unoriginal, and I was like, well, they're doing a movie trailer parody, I'll do one. Well, okay. And then, so as I'm watching Spike Pilgrim, there's a title on there that says Trot Fuzz instead of Hot Fuzz, because they were doing all the Edgar Wright movies. And he did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. So I basically decided I wanted to give it a shot, downloaded all the programs needed, all the clips needed, and from scratch learned how to video edit in Sony Vegas. Lip sync, slowing clips down, and all that's good stuff. After 3 days of madness, I came up with my first PMV trailer parody, whatever you want to call it. And Edgar Wright himself actually picked it up, and he found it, he put it on his blog, and that blew me away. I had this Rainbow Dash moment, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my god. It was like, oh my, yeah, I was blown away. It was crazy.
You're such a brony.
People love and tolerate that comment. It's okay. But it was an amazing experience, and it was crazy to say that my work got recognized so quickly by someone whose movies I really loved, and from that point I just kind of was hooked. I kept making more and more videos and just it evolved from there to going to things like Ponies the Anthology 2 and just all these crazy things. And basically, I mean, the big example I think I want to put forward is that this show motivated me to go from not knowing anything about video editing and evolving my skills, learning more with each video until at the point I was you know, I know so much more about it, and it's like a skill I've honed. It's great. And this is the only show that's ever motivated me to do something like that. Now, as for the top 10, I got a message on YouTube one day from Movie Bro. He said, "You want to do this?" "Yeah." "Okay, sure." That was it. And that was about it. There was nothing else to it. It's not a mystique or anything. But...
Hey, Jay, I think you're getting some attention on this side
Yeah,
of the case.
I remember top 10 when I was in charge.
Yeah.
And I got fired. Got the pink slip.
Well, you were doing something called the documentary, nothing really big or anything like that.
No,
Saber, tell us about Ballad of the Brony.
That wasn't.
Ballad of the Brony.
Battles of the Bronies.
Ballad of the Brony.
Oh, it's an awesome dance, an interpretive dance about the fandom. No, I got into the fandom, or this My Little Pony shindig, back in fall of 2012, and
2011.
2011, thank you. My wife, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, honey. All right. So, 2012. I don't remember. All right. So, I was in a sociology class called Study of Deviance, and they had a semester-long project about you have to study a deviant group. And I just got into the Bernie fandom. I thought, okay, these guys are kind of deviant. They're a bunch of older guys and older, just fans of the show who like My Little Pony. So I asked my teacher, can I do it about Bernie? She said, sure, go ahead. And a couple months passed. I finished the project. I uploaded to YouTube and started getting noticed for that. And I never thought I would ever get any attention because I was just going out to say, I appreciate this fandom. That's it. I wasn't expecting to get any major feedback. But then My Little Brony, the website, posted it. And that's where I got my start. And then in early 2012, the movie Brony, who did the top 10, he was taking a break for a while, and he was looking for a replacement. And I said, I'll do it. I'll do the top 10 for a couple months or whatever. So I got into that, and that's where I got my YouTube channel rolling. Went from 2,000 subs, 10,000 subs, 15,000 subs, and I'm like, jeez, where are these people coming from? I just make lists, that's it. And then I started, then the movie Brony wanted the top 10 back because he hated me and gave it to Jhaller.
No, he hated me.
But overall, I guess, like Ray said, you all are the ones who give us the audience, the ones who care, so you all make it worthwhile. All we do is, for me, I just make stuff. I don't care. If I try to have fun with it, and it just so happens if you all enjoy it too, sweet win-win. So yeah. And that's your answer, Draft. Chapter 1 about my fanfic. It was a cold day in Equestria.
No. Don't give away the script to your documentary. That's tomorrow. Well, and Paleo, of course, you've got a background in posting stuff on YouTube as well, and that's really, from what you've told me, that's how you met Saber, started working on Brony Breakdown and that stuff.
No, actually, it wasn't in harmony.
But yeah, I actually posted a similar video to Ballad of the Brony called "Why My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is So Good and Why You Should Give It a Chance." I made the title that long because that's a good way to have videos show up in searches. So, but anyway, Saber found my video, I found his video, and
I hated this video to begin with.
that's the same I did about yours. I was like, what's this guy's voice?
I'm like, I'm the first in the fandom to do this, and a week later I see Paleos, I'm like, who's this little piece of... I hate him. I don't like him. He's moving in on my territory, and they see me messing. I'm like, oh hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and then we talked on Skype, and we became instant best friends.
Yeah, we hit it off pretty well.
So, but yeah, I started off doing reviews of the episodes, and I'd post them at least a day or between a day or 3 after the episode aired, because I think I was the fastest one doing that at the time. There are people who are much faster now, but
Gotta go fast.
but I started doing reviews, and I've done a few discussion videos, and I think that's about it. Recently, I've been doing some more random PMV-like stuff, so I might get into that. Yeah.
Dusty.
Now we come to you. Draft.
An hour later. Everyone's gone. So bad.
I spent all day laughing yesterday. Dusty saw me. I was just crippled over. You know, even before you did your show with Screwball, who's in the audience here, you were also posting your videos on YouTube. And what got you going there? What inspired you to start putting content out?
I'm old, as most of you know. I've been in other fandoms for a very long time, between science fiction and anthropomorphic and other fandoms. And I've done everything from costuming to regular art to comic book art to stage play stuff in those fandoms. So when I became a brony, when I became a fan of the show, I wanted to translate what I was doing in other fandoms into this fandom, because I was having fun here, I want to have fun here. So when I first started seeing PMVs, I thought I'd give that a shot, and I did a couple of PMVs. I thought they were okay, one was way too long, but one got picked up by QD, and I thought, hey, that's kind of cool, it got a lot of views, let me continue to do this. And then people like this started putting me in the weeds.
Stop touching me.
So I thought, you know, I don't have time to learn Sony Vegas. I have a 40-hour-a-week job. So what else can I do? Well, I like to sing. I'm a karaoke guy, so I'll try, you know, doing a filk of a song. So I did a Trixie song to a Billy Joel song, and that got picked up by QD, and everyone loved it. I said, okay, well, I'll do some more singing. So I did some more singing, and those were picked up, and everything seemed to be rolling along, and my roommate at the time said, you must be the manliest brony in the world. And something struck, something in my head went, and I went, hey, we just sat down one evening, I think it was like 6 at night, and we wrote the entire script for Manliest Brony in the World, and filmed it like in an hour. I went upstairs, edited it before midnight, and just threw it up on YouTube, thinking, hey, this is kind of funny, haha, and I threw it up. And by the time I got up in the morning, it was like 10,000 hits. And I went, what the heck is going on here? And it was the same week, unknown to me, that Lauren Faust said, only the manliest of men can watch this show. And it was sort of like a weird coinky-dink that these two things happened. And then Ghost Politics picked it up. If anybody remembers that guy, who's no longer available for anywhere because but anyway, he picked it up and twittered that the bronies must be taking their testosterone, and twittered it to all his followers, and then his followers picked it up, and I had about a week of ban delete, ban delete, ban delete, ban delete, ban delete. But at the height of its popularity, it was the first 6 pages of Google search. 6 pages of Google search was that video, and unbelievable to me. And I thought, okay, well, obviously people like this. They like my comedy. So I started doing some more stuff. And then I went to Everfree Network to just watch a Mando Pony live stream, just to watch it. And I go in the chat room, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it's Dustykatt! And everyone's going nuts. And I'm going, and he like sends me a message, is this really Dustykatt?
Well, I do that. I do that because in the IRC we get fakes.
Yeah.
We get fakes, so I send him Skypes.
Yeah, it's me. He said, how can I tell it's you? And I don't know what we did.
I think Dean Notive had your contact.
Said, Dean Notive contacted me. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
So he pulls me in this other room and says, hey, I want to give you a show.
Yep.
I said, what am I going to do with a show?
And I think I said something like, whatever the hell you want.
Whatever the heck you want.
Whatever you want to do.
And me being a huge David Letterman fan, and I always have been, I thought, hey, maybe I'll do a show like that. And the first 3 or 4 of them are horrible. Oh my goodness.
They're not that bad.
They're bad.
They're not that bad.
Compared to today, they're horrible.
Well, you know what?
There's always a rough start.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, I've got this show, and I pick up Screwball, who's awesome. Thank you very much. I want a big hand for Screwball.
Yeah,
Who helped me with the show, taking care of the IRC chat, and we just started rolling. It's like, okay, let's do an interview show and have some funny things thrown in it, like comedy commercials, which I do, or something like that with the funny bumpers I throw into the start of my show, because it's all you, okay? If you want to make content, okay, make it something that you enjoy. So, like, if you look at a bumper on my show, I'm riding my motorcycle, or I'm playing hockey, or I'm doing something that I already enjoy.
Or you're in a samurai costume in the middle of a Japanese garden.
Yeah, wearing a costume in the middle of a Japanese garden. But it's something that is part of me, that people can relate to or find funny. Or if I'm doing a commercial, okay, I need commercials for my show. What am I going to do? Well, there's businesses in Equestria. Hey, why don't I do a regular radio commercial for a business in Equestria? And basically it writes itself, or something to that effect. So if you want to make content, do something that you love and just take it and give it a twist. Like this gentleman right here, Spike Fireman, who loves to carve wood. How many people know Spike Fireman? Right? He does all the wonderful carvings for all of the VAs. He's done one for me and Screwy, and he's given me these to give out to people. So he took his love of carving and turned it into ponies.
Ooh. Yeah. He's done a lot of those for charity too.
Because it's something that he enjoys. So take something that you enjoy, say singing. I like to sing, so I turn that into pony and I turn it into my show. So Joe loves to do what he does with the fake news.
What is it you do, Joe?
I just do what I do.
Yeah, he loves to do fake news, so he took it and threw it into pony and started throwing it up online. So take what you love and continue to do it and just give it a slant.
I love to eat. I think that's something that's important to mention even before we go into Q&A here very soon, is that I think, at least from my personal philosophy, that whatever you do in life or in this fandom, it should be something that you are passionate about without the desire for notoriety. Because if you're doing whatever you're doing for the sake of becoming popular, and yes, we're all thinking of the song right now, but for the sake of becoming popular, you're doing it for the wrong reason, and your quality is going to be garbage. My dad, who's a Russian immigrant, used to make the joke. He'd say, I will never be a famous ballerina. I cannot fit into tutu. For him though, what he was trying to say,
Can Mike fit into your tutu though? We can find that out.
Like you said.
Meet me in the.
Got a business card?
Meet me in the restroom later. We'll talk. No, honestly, I think it's an important thing, and that was one of the reasons why when I first saw Dusty's stuff and then he was in the IRC, I was like, okay, now I can actually talk to him, is that, he's clearly got such a strong, confident personality that he brings to what he does. He already knows what he wants to do, and so for me, it was like a no-brainer. It's like, okay, here's somebody who could do a show, because he doesn't need to be told how to, to do a show or whatever. He's going to draw upon his own inner strengths and convey that and be passionate about it. And in my opinion, that's kind of something that anybody doing anything, like Fireman's doing, carvings, look over in the artist alley. Those people aren't necessarily doing it to be famous. They're doing it because they love doing it, and they can incorporate more music into that. That's just my opinion. Anyway, you guys have anything else to add before we open this up to Q&A for people?
Well, I just like, if you're out there looking to do content creation, I think that I've been noticing for the first year, it seemed like anyone who had a microphone wanted to be a podcaster or whatever, just talking about being a brony. That was a novelty. That was weird. Men like ponies? Well, that's a weird thing. And so everyone was talking about it and everyone was interested in it. Well, the novelty's worn off, and now the content providers that are still out there, the people who are doing unique things that are entertaining in their own right. Dusty's show, you could be a non-brony and still enjoy Dusty's show. You could be a non-brony, have no idea what ponies are, watch Ponies Anthology, and it is absolutely hilarious. You wouldn't even see a single episode. I've shown it to people who aren't bronies, and they like it. So if you're creating content with the audience in mind, knowing that they're going to be entertained by what you're doing, that's the first and foremost. Entertaining the audience, not about, I'm going to be in front of a camera so people are going to listen to me because I'm talking about bronies. Creating entertainment for an audience, that's the first and foremost. I always tell people in my show, they ask, should we do this, should we do this? I always say, rule number one, make it funny. It doesn't matter what we talk about, whatever it is, if it's rule number one, make it funny. And so that's all we focus on, is making a comedic episode and all those sorts of things. So the novelty of bronies have worn off, so you've got to make sure that your thing is entertaining in its own right.
It's not a surprising cultural trend anymore. We've been around for 2.5 years. So
I'm still surprised. I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I'm like, whoa.
Well, you would get that reaction.
Whoa, I'm gorgeous. My name is AC.
Wow. Gorgeous. My name is ACRacebest. I'm gorgeous.
All right.
I'm old again, no.
Question and answer time.
Yeah, Q&A time. If you guys have questions, there is a microphone right here. If you could line up.
One person.
One person has a question.
That guy was ahead of the game. And yeah, while we do have people coming up, I want to kind of add to what Joe was saying. As far as content goes, one thing that I think...
Compton?
Yeah.
Oh, content. I thought you said Compton.
I was. But now that you mentioned it, let's talk about content.
Straight out of
is that I think sometimes people feel like if they're going to start doing something related to the show, they also feel tied down to it. And I think it's important to know that as long as you're making something that is your interest, is fun for you to make, people are going to watch it. And you know, you can make the pony videos with it, and you can also make videos not related to ponies. There's really something that you don't have to feel like you're in a box, especially with this fandom, because there's so much diversity out there that it almost becomes really awesome to see what other bronies are doing. So that's another thing. Like I've had people come up and it's like, hey, I do tennis tricks. I was like, I didn't know there were tennis tricks, and he combines it with the show, and it becomes a really cool thing. So what's so funny?
How do you do tennis tricks in the show? Did the racket become your horn?
You cosplay as that one pony. You have the big sideburns. There you go.
Ace? Yeah.
Okay, he
there
was
you
just
go.
about final draft.
Yeah.
All right. Question. Oh, there's one over there. Next.
Question for Saber. How do you go about counting the votes for your top 10?
Oh, I just picked it myself. I just thought the votes were
No, I help him. Saber can't count. That's the problem.
But does he
Political science major here, so what am I doing?
Do you go through all the comments and just literally like count up everything?
Paleo helps me. I used to do it that way, and then I used my brain, and I thought, oh, spreadsheet, cool, spreadsheet. So I open up, I do show comment, because a lot of people are like, they get scared because they'll vote once and delete their comment, and they put another comment. And YouTube's pretty stupid because if you delete your comment, they'll mark your next one as spam. Thanks, YouTube. Let's do some more advertisements. But what we do is we open all the comments, we copy paste it to spreadsheet.
It's a spreadsheet on Google Docs.
Well, we use spreadsheet, and then we use the other ones, like just a notepad or whatever. And we do Control F, and we look through it, and then we skim it one more time, make sure we didn't miss anybody. But we do it by the popular vote. There's no cheating involved. We just count it, and whoever gets the most wins. No bias from me. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, this question is for Dusty. After your cooking shows, I noticed that you and your cameraman sometimes put My Little Pony episodes on. You guys actually watch them in full when you're done with your video?
I didn't quite catch that, I'm sorry.
I said, in your cooking shows, I noticed when you and your cameraman sit down to eat,
Right.
you usually have a My Little Pony episode going. You guys actually watch those in full when you're done with the video?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We actually have the dining room right off of the living room, and it's pointed toward the big screen. So we will pull up Netflix, and we will either watch Futurama, we'll watch Pony, or we'll watch Mythbusters.
Or Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Or Ed, Edd n Eddy. Yeah. So basically, we pull up our favorite cartoon series of the week, and we'll say, okay, we're going to watch all Samurai Jack this week. So every dinner, we pull up and watch TV.
Thanks. By the way, suits on every pony.
Hi, Tetra.
Hello, Final Draft. I got a question for you, actually.
For me?
I noticed about this new website on Everfree, the art section, and I wanted to know about what feature do you have for this section? I just recently saw it, I tried to submit it, and I was curious to know a little bit more about what's going to provide us for the people that create media.
Yeah. Okay, so you're talking about our art site we just launched?
Yes.
Okay, some people who've been to everfree.net know what he's talking about. We have started posting content. And we've been expanding. We started off with music, and then we went into PMVs, and then we went to art. Actually, all three of the people who are in charge of doing those different areas are at this convention. Saber is our content manager. He's also been, he and Paleo both have been working on music posts. And then Jhaller here is in charge of the PMV post, which is why I made that joke earlier on. I've been harassing him with that for a long time. And then Bernd is somewhere around here. I don't know if he's in the hall here, but he's at the convention. He's the head of our art site. What we're looking to do on Everfree is, there are a lot of brony sites out there that post content, etc. But the problem is that a lot of them are built like blogs, where, you have to excuse my voice, where, you know, you can only fit one little bit of media per post, and when you're trying to cover so much material, because this fandom is so ridiculously creative, there's no way you can fit all of that on one page without either leaving a lot of people in the dust or picking and choosing. So about mid last year, actually, this has been a process we've been working on for a long time. I started talking to my site coder Nash, and I started talking to the other people who work on Everfree. I said, look, we need to start posting content because the fandom deserves a website where content can be seen easily, where the sources, you can go straight to the sources, people can vote on it, etc. And so we started with the music, went to PMV, art's there. The future is that we're going to be working on a news site. I'm considering working with maybe some fan fiction stuff, and you know, we're right now kind of, it's hard sometimes because, like, even last week we had a discussion with Byrne, who's, like I said, he's somewhere at this convention, where we had found like a 5-second animation. Now, does that go on the art site or the PMV site? You know, and we had this discussion about, okay, well, does it fit there? There's some creations in this fandom that could be like one of 7 things. What if there's a bound copy of Past Sins? Is that an artwork or is that a fan fiction? So, you know, we're working on trying to create a flexible system. But yeah, we're going to keep expanding in terms of content because we really think that that's something this fandom deserves, is a nice central location that people can, you know, go and filter through easily. So
if you have anything, send it in.
Yeah, there's a submit button on the top there. And I should say also too that dear Kibbles in the audience, Kibby the Great there, who's hiding now, he's a wallpaper artist. He's also involved in the art posting. If you see him, make a point to call him Kibbles because it tortures him and it's hilarious.
I hate you so much.
Kibbles, please. Please. All right, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Fandom.
No problem.
Hi. This question is for all of you. What are your favorite episodes from the show?
Sleepless in Ponyville.
That's difficult because I have favorites for different reasons, but probably Hearts of Hosted.
Originally this was Lesson 0, but then Joe Stevens kind of hit it on the nail of the head. This is the cutest thing that has ever been in this show. Hey! You don't do that! No!
Sorry. I'm sorry, alright? Get a room. Alright, favorite episode. I'm actually going to go back to season 1 for this one because it's the episode that got me into the show. And that would be Fall Weather Friends, because I'm a big Race fan, and that kind of just fed my inner NASCAR.
I like the episode when Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time.
Really?
Yes, it is. Come on. I don't know. Mysterious Marywell.
People are married? That's seriously not your
I need
favorite
to look.
one.
I think the season 2 finale was awesome. I love that.
My favorite is Green Isn't Your Color.
I think I have to go to 3, and I'm going to do it by season just because I can't decide between them for season. For season one, it's Party of One. For season 2, it's Lesson 0. And for season 3, it's Sleepless in Ponyville.
Wait. I gotta do the 3 seasons too because I usually do that.
I mean, I'm next.
But yeah, for season 2, it's about time for me, and then for season 3 is actually the finale. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. What is the first time, how do you make, like, WeLoveFine.com? When is it made? Like, the first time?
What? I don't understand your question.
It's like,
When did you make it?
when did you make it? Like, the first time?
Oh, you mean like We Love Find is t-shirts. So are you asking when they got t-shirts?
Isn't there a
site?
sponsor on the front of this table?
Yeah.
We Love Fine came to us, basically, and said, you guys have these shows, you want shirts? So we said, yeah, we'll make shirts. So we all, every show gave them a design. And they basically just started making shirts for us.
We're still working on it.
And we're still working, I'm working on a new design myself. So it's just one of those things where when you order your shirt, then they make it. It's sort of like Burger King.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes it takes a week.
With pickles.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a week, and sometimes it takes a month because they'll get an order they'll wait until they get 5 or 6 or 7 shirts in an order style, and then they'll make them all at the same time. So, and sometimes they have them in stock, and sometimes they have to make them.
Yeah. But they actually contacted me because, these guys, their shows are on EFN. They contacted me and they said, well, we need more designs. And so I got Kibbles there, working on some more. I had to, okay? Got working on more designs, and so they came to us and asked for them.
But if you're wanting to do We Love Fine, if you're wanting your own T-shirt, the way to go about that is content first, merch second.
Yeah.
So get out there, be an artist, submit your art, get it out there on EFN and EQD and all those places, or if you have a show, PMV, all those other things. And then once you get a little bit of a following, or at least a fan base of some sort, then you do the We Love Fine sort of thing. And then they will say, yeah, we've heard your stuff. Yeah, we know your artwork. It's great. Yeah, we'll totally do the T-shirt.
Yep.
Answer your question? Okay, cool, thanks.
This question is for all of you. If you could live in any TV universe, including ponies, what would it be?
If you could live in any TV universe excluding ponies?
No, including.
Oh, including ponies. What would it be?
If we can live in any universe?
Yeah.
I really like this one.
Yeah.
So colorful.
Yeah. Pokemon.
I had somebody ask me during the interview one time. They said, if a portal to Equestria opened for 12 seconds, would you jump through? And I said, hell no, because I don't know if I can breathe cartoon air. I've always said, like, if Pinkie Pie appeared, who's seen Black Griffin's PIRL?
Yes.
You know that video where Pinkie Pie jumps out of his laptop and he starts screaming?
Yes.
I would do the same thing, because one of two things would have happened. The laws of physics would have gone to crap, and who knows when a singularity was going to appear and just bork the universe, or I was going insane.
Well, that's how black holes are made.
Pinkie Pie?
Yeah.
She does eat an obscene amount of sugar. Anyway, there you go. That's my answer, though. I don't want to go to another universe. I don't know how the rules there work.
The universe I'd like to live most in is inside of Saberspark's head. I want to know. I want to crack open what is in there.
It's all dark and spooky. Candy. Spider web.
I know, and he's constantly these crying sounds all the time. That's all I got.
You're not getting a goodie bag on my birthday now.
Worth it.
You guys might not even remember this, but one of the cartoons I grew up with was Science Ninja Team Gotchaman, which was basically, I would probably, in my wildest of dreams, want to be one of the 5. I'd be Jason. So I'd be shooting guns and driving cars and kicking ass. So, yeah.
I'd go to Narnia. You get talking ponies there too.
Thank you.
For me, it's a toss-up. Probably StarCraft, yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
About
It's not a show, that's a game.
Oh, it's a show. Oh. But he's in that universe, Draft.
I guess, I don't know.
Universe.
Oprah? You know what?
Quit being the wet blanket over there.
Save her.
Anyone gets a car!
Save her.
Please!
Irrelevant. Must acquire material.
Jennifer Warfield. No zoning on my planet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Saber and Paleo. Yes. A long time ago, when you needed support on Kickstarter for the documentary, you guys had you could pay money for special items, I guess you could say. So you.
Are you talking about the backer rewards?
Yes. I was
Yeah.
just wondering, what information do you guys have about that when they're coming in?
Whenever we finish, we'll post something about it. Right now, part 1, which you'll see tomorrow, is about 95% done, and all 3 parts should be done by the end of May. Not May. Wait, no, not May.
Of 2017. You heard it here first.
At the end of summer, and once we have all those 3 parts done, and then we put together some bonus stuff, we'll be releasing information of like how soon you might be getting the DVDs and CDs.
You'll be getting your stuff, that's for dang sure. We just want to make sure we finish the entire product before, like, we just don't want to take your money and then just like throw it away. So we're gonna make sure you all get what you donated for. So thank you for your patience and everything.
All right, thank you so much. Hey guys, this is a question for everyone. My question is, as we all know, the most popular content is music, art, and fan fiction. My question is, what would any of you like to see more of that's more obscure? Just an example, jewel crafting.
Dance.
I always like seeing more animation.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
We are all done yet. Well,
my answer counts.
You other guys' opinions don't matter.
If you're looking at weird, I want to see
animation. No way.
I want to see more weird things. I want to see needlepoint. I love the needlepoint ponies. I'd love to see chainmail. I'd like to see, paper craft. I'd like to see paper mache. Like, get out there and do something else with it. Everybody does this. Everybody does that. Well, find something else that's a niche. Something artistic that's different.
Or you could take what's been done and then modify it.
Modify
Maybe you could live action acting out a fan fiction or something like that.
Do Jackson Pollock pony painting. Figure that one out. So.
I've actually gotten a kick out of a lot of the video games too. I know that that's kind of a rough spot right now, but I from some of the stuff that I've seen out there, I mean, they've been entertaining, and I get a kick out of some of those pony games out there too. So
yeah,
make one of those.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
It was kind of a random question in my part. It's something related, but what was your first impressions when you heard videos about Equestria girls? Okay? And follow up. Are you planning to see Equestria girls when it says this year?
Did you see my response to Alicorn Twilight?
Totally. I told it multiple times.
Okay.
Mine was better.
Yeah, but
those 2 are clones that released them at the same time.
Mine was 4 minutes earlier.
See, but mine was christened with love. Love.
What? Love what?
I don't know.
I love you.
Ew. Fan service.
I ship it.
I ship it.
There are going to be fanfics.
I for one figured it was coming, because if you looked at early fan art, almost everybody was humanizing the ponies. There was a lot of it out there. So what is Hasbro going to do as a company? They're going to watch what's going on online and say, oh wow, there's a lot of this human pony stuff going on. Why don't we take advantage of that and make a buck? So it was coming. So when it was announced, I was not surprised. Will I watch it? Yes, because I am a human being who usually keeps my opinion to myself until I see something. Don't be jumping the gun on opinion, because if you have nothing to make an opinion on, you're basically making yourself look like an ass.
And I think we learned that from My Little Pony too. Don't judge it before you watch it.
Yeah, how many people remember when Princess Cadence was announced? How many people thought Princess Cadence was going to burn down the fandom? How many people now love Princess Cadence? See?
I heard about it a while ago, a really long while ago, before it started leaking around. And at the time, I talked about it with a select few people, and some of those people are on the table here. And we all said, my God, this could explode the fandom when it gets leaked. But, I have a little bit of trust in the people who created My Little Pony to take anything and make it entertaining. I mean, look at, like you said, with cadence and all of that. So my reaction was like, I wonder how they're going to fix this. You know, it's like, I knew they were going to find a way to make it entertaining. So I have high hopes for it. You know, I haven't seen it or anything, obviously, but, you know, when it comes out, I highly doubt it's going to disappoint everybody. But you never know.
From a work perspective, for me, with Anthology 3, I know quite a few of the editors are quite excited to hear about this because they want to get their hands on it and do things to it.
You know, that's a good point. That's a good point, though, because it's going to be a huge source of content creation. It's going to give a lot of people stuff to work with.
Restraining disorder.
They are, no, they're very excited. You might have already seen there's these really funny Equestria Girls parodies on YouTube already that are just, in fact, one of our editors is already actively making those, and there's already some funny stuff coming out of that. So when we actually get the content, we're gonna see definitely if there's stuff we can do with it. And as for seeing it, yes, I think we will see it. In fact, Draft, do you want to go see it together?
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna have a movie date, and it'll be great.
Jhaller and I live in Minnesota, not too far away from, so yeah.
Okay, thank you.
My unreliable sources said there were supposed to be guinea pigs at first, so I was just relieved, actually. Friendship is a genetic experimentation. Was not the time.
Hi.
Hey.
So, human teleported into Equestria. What's the first thing you can do, assuming you can breathe cartoon air?
Cry.
Stand up. Because I'm sure I've fallen on my head.
Realize I'm naked.
Well, you were naked before you were teleported anyway, so.
Wait, I misheard the question. I thought we were like as ponies. Never mind.
Human teleported to
Human,
Equestria.
okay.
You can breathe.
I'd start building tools because I'd realize I'm the only person with an intellect that has opposable thumbs. Right? You take over that world. It's mine. These thumbs will give me this kingdom.
What about Spike?
He doesn't count.
What about the dragon?
Let me ask you this. And this is something I've had a lot of problems with fan fictions when I've read them. It always nags in the back of my head because I used to do fan fiction editing. Article 2, if you guys have ever read that, I actually edited the first 5 chapters of that and some other stuff. It always nags at me. Are they 2D or 3D? I mean, it's a cartoon universe. So do I have depth?
Okay, you can breathe, you have depth, all the normal scientific situations. Otherwise, you're ruining the nature and the fun of the question.
I'm sorry.
Guys.
I would be mortified. I would be screaming because, oh my God, the world is cel-shaded.
Don't draft? No. Draft. I'm sorry, but we have a special guest on stage, ladies and gentlemen. It's Half Eaten Hot Dog. Oh, round of applause. He's back.
Is there any cash?
Oh, it's so good to see you again. Did you all see him at Las Vegas Unicon, or were you too busy fleeing from the convention?
I don't know these people. I don't know these people.
You want the last bite?
Thank you.
I couldn't.
He had such good questions.
Next.
How's it going, guys?
Hey.
My question to you is, real short, what would you like to see come back in season 4 or maybe something new?
I think everybody knows what I want. I want to know if Scootaloo lives under a bridge at Detroit. Okay, I want to see more family background of Pegasus ponies. Because we haven't seen anybody's family except for Rainbow Dash's dad. And he could be a single father for all we know. So I want to see if Scootaloo has a family. I want to see if Fluttershy has a family, and I want to see if Rainbow Dash has a family, because the way it's been portrayed for 3 seasons, it's like birds, kick them out of the nest and get them the hell out of town.
No, it's not. It's a Spartan society. At a young age, they're taken away from their family and thrown into the wild. If they live long enough, they join the rank of Spartans and march for victory against Queen Chrysalis.
This is where we hold them!
Haru
And you see, this is how content is made in our fandom.
Just keep the camera rolling and pray for the best.
See, I want to see if Dusty has a family. We never get to see anything about his parents.
You know what? Maybe we'll have a Father's Day show. I'll bring the manliest man I know, my dad, onto my show, and we'll find out.
All right. Yeah. All right.
I'd like to see Discord go evil again.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a twist. An episode idea I think has always been kicked around and never really taken advantage of is the fact that you have all these background characters, and I just want to see an episode with just the background characters. I know you did it with Spike and the Pets, it's kind of like that a little bit, but have like the main six in the background, have them not talk, doing their own thing, but have like background characters, give them some backstory personality.
Like Applejack.
See, hey,
we were all
it doesn't matter what you think. See, there's a reason we put her all the way over the end of the table.
Where's her hat?
But just
Saber, you have a 1/6 chance of making it out of the door.
But
getting out of this room.
I just think it'd be cool to have this giving more personalities, more characters to the other characters we kind of see in the background, but never really get to know too much. So.
Well, they've all been hinting that season 4 is going to be this super epic season, and I would like to see what makes it so epic. I think that's the most general thing I can think of.
Would be neat is an episode from the background character perspective and how their lives are changed or affected because of what's going on with the main six.
That'd be interesting.
They probably hate them.
They probably hate the living heck out of them. What are you doing to my town?
And I will say that one thing I'd like to see is I would like to see more ponies in the show.
That's a dangerous road to go.
We kept it clean.
This
what?
time.
No, more Griffins.
More Griffins. More Griffins.
More Griffins.
Yeah, that'd be...
Oh yeah, Griffins.
Next.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We've got just enough time for a couple.
Yeah, okay, so... Okay, I promise I'll make this quick. I'm Stephen Everett, known on Facebook as GamePack and Ryu Say Taylor. I'm part of the growing community and the Loyalist Pet Shop community. My question is basically pop culture itself. Is there a single villain you can think of who you absolutely hated to the point where you couldn't wait until they lost to the heroes?
Villains that you've hated just naturally? Is that what your question is?
Yeah.
Is there a villain in any kind of media?
Yes, that's
Okay, what is your most despised bad guy from anything you've watched, he's asking?
So my most despised bad
Yeah,
guy from
bad guy-
any universe of anything I've ever watched.
Celestia.
Bert Katze. Anybody know that name? The main bad guy from Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. Not only was he bad, but he was actually a shape-shifting. He was also a changeling. He switched from male to female back and forth in the series. So he was, and at the end it drove him insane. So not only was he a gender switch, but he drove him insane. He tried to blow up the Earth. So that's a pretty bad guy. Yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
George Lucas for me. I'm just saying.
I'm going to give an answer on behalf of the Blue Screen Bronies, Viral and Draco and D-Pad. Bobby Kotick. Here you go.
Me? What?
Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
No one, because they don't exist.
Ladies and gentlemen. Illogical answer.
I have a hard time picking a favorite villain, or I should say a villain I despise. I have favorite villains, but not villains I despise because they're fictional characters. And to me, if a villain is really evil and well written to be incredibly frustrating, I find that entertaining. That means the writing was good. That means that the creation was good. So I don't really despise the characters like that.
I think bad villains are forgettable, so we don't really remember them or care about them.
King Sombrero.
I like the hunter from Bambi. He's cool.
I like to actually change my answer.
No, I've got a revision to that question. Saber,
Yes.
you know who my most despised villain is?
Who?
The Zerg.
Perhaps you're my most
Go
despised
beat
villain,
the game
actually.
before you talk about it.
Slimy bugs.
The fire in the movie Bambi.
Draft.
We've got, yes.
My answer is you. You are my most despised villain of all time.
You're not the first to tell me that.
I am the Senate.
All right. I see Fireman Fulner back there, and I believe that he has our last question. Thanks for your question, Bill.
Thank you.
Yes.
This gentleman.
Your favorite piece of Art Deco?
No, let's not end it on this.
Please. All right.
Here we go.
This guy, by the way, is John Fulner, is the head of VIP relations from BronyCon. And he is well aware of my obsession with antiques and Art Deco, especially that style.
Next question.
My favorite piece of Art Deco is my 1937 Hammond synchronous clock thing that I have. That's it. All right, well, we're out of time. So thanks, guys, for
thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in.